Hey guys, and welcome to the video. So with 1.4 adding the Zapinator back into the game, I've been wanting to do a video relating to it, but I wasn't sure what it would be. That was until I saw a comment asking to defeat Duke Fishron pre-Mech boss. And since the Zapinator is a pre-Mech boss weapon, I've decided to combine the two concepts together. But before we get into the video, I just wanted to say a quick thank you for 500 subscribers. The recent support on the channel has been crazy, and for that, I thank each and every one of you. But with that out of the way, let's get into the fight. Now, although I use the Zapinator for the fight, I would honestly recommend a Ranger build if you're going to try and defeat Duke Fishron pre-Mech boss yourself. However, I will say that the Zapinator actually did better than I thought it would, and it could be a viable strategy in a normal playthrough. No matter what your class is though, I would recommend gearing yourself towards speed and damage over defense. Duke hits very hard, and with pre-Mech boss gear, even a maximum defense build is not going to save you from his attacks, so it's much better to instead focus on dodging and DPS. When it comes to the arena, I would say that the length is much better than the height. You can get by with just a couple of layers of platforms. However, that fight will get much harder if you don't have a good amount of horizontal space to work with. This is because the Sharknadoes that he spawns will linger for quite some time, so it's best to have enough room in your arena to avoid them entirely. And staying on the topic of your arena, it's a great idea to utilize as many helpful placeables as you can get your hands on. For example, heart lanterns, campfires, honey, and heart statues in combination with each other can greatly improve your regeneration capabilities during the fight. Buffs are also very important. Swiftness, rage, wrath, endurance, and life force potions can help you out immensely. You could also use iron skin, heart reach, and class-based potions such as magic power for even more help. And finally, I would recommend using exquisitely stuffed, or at very least, well-fed. Now for your accessories, a good pair of wings and some lightning boots or better will be very important in the fight. Almost more important than these items is a dash, and since we're doing this fight pre-Mech boss, this dash will come in the form of the Shield of Cthulhu. I would also recommend the Cobalt Shield or Ankh Shield for knockback immunity. And then, to fill out the remaining accessory slots, I would recommend a Class Medallion for the increased damage, a Charm of Myths for increased survivability, and Putrid Scent for the damage and critical strike boost. And if you're planning on using archery for the fight, you could upgrade the Putrid Scent for the Stalker's Quiver for even greater damage. When it comes to reforges on your accessories, I would again prioritize speed, damage, and critical strike over defense, as this will be best for dealing with Duke. And finally, moving on to armor, I used a set of titanium for the various stat boosts that it gives. So now that I've covered the gear that I used, I can quickly talk about Duke Fishron himself. For his first phase, dash away from Duke to avoid his attacks, and try to utilize the entire length of your arena, only turning around when you have to. For the second phase, his dashes are reduced to bursts of 3, but are much longer and faster, so it's a good idea to count the number of dashes that he's performed so that they don't take you by surprise. And for his last phase, he begins teleporting and dashing rapidly. My best advice for this phase is to use as few dashes as possible and try to fly high up in the sky before falling back down again. It can also be useful to have a slimy saddle for quick escapes in any of the phases. But the most important thing by far is practice. Duke is a very unique boss that has a different attack style than the other vanilla bosses. Don't let death discourage you. Keep an open mind and try to get familiar with his attack patterns. With enough practice, it's possible to defeat Duke with just about any weapon in the game. I hope that this video was helpful to you in one way or another, and if you enjoyed it, consider subscribing to keep up to date with other videos like this in the future. And while you're at it, you should join my Discord. I just posted a poll where you can vote on what you want my 1,000 subscriber video to be, so if you're interested, there's a link in the description. But with that out of the way, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time.